Good evening, everybody. It is June 30th, 2023. Let's see what day it is. I forget what day it is. Friday. It's Friday. Okay, it is 10:43 at night. Okay, this is part 2 of chapter 1, Take Command. Okay, this section's called Pay Attention to Your Thoughts. How often do you think about what you think? I mean, really, think about the thoughts in your mind. Most of us go from thing to thing, conversation to conversation, class to class, meeting to meeting, reacting to things that happen to us. We read an email that sets us off. We see a social media post that annoys us. We find something online that makes us laugh. Someone wrongs us and we're ready to fight. When this happens, how often do we stop and say, hold on, am I really thinking about this the right way? How am I saying this? Too often our mind is on autopilot. We might hear the words in our heads, I can't do that, and we accept that thought as fact. We don't stop to examine or challenge that thought. We just accept it and keep moving. We don't even try. Or maybe we have a strong opinion about a person. We perceive that we are threatened, disliked, or judged because our thoughts tell us so. And we don't stop even for a moment to consider if we could be seeing things incorrectly. My longtime friend Emma stopped by my house recently to visit our family. She was telling me about how she was struggling with a colleague, Julie, who had recently joined her department and who Emma said was condescending. What happened, Emma? Why do you feel that way? I asked. I handled the creative work for all our social media campaigns, and that includes developing images and key messages for our posts. I've done this for years, and I'm good at it. So I'm talking with Julie, and she starts making suggestions about how I could do my creative work better. What does she think she is? I know how to do my job. Did she actually criticize your work or say it was bad? I asked. No, it wasn't that. She was just asking me questions. Have you ever considered changing this color from yellow to light blue? Or making that image a bit bigger? Or have you ever tried a different font? Those types of questions, Emma said. Was she giving you attitude or did she have a critical tone? Any eye rolls? No, she didn't, Emma shot back. None of that, but I could just tell she didn't like my design and thought she could do it better. Emma, I said, it is possible that Julie was just trying to help you. Maybe she was trying to contribute to making your social media posts even better. What is the thought you are telling yourself about Julie? Well, Emma said, the thought is that she doesn't think I know what I'm doing. Okay, you could be right. But how do you know what's in her mind? I can think of many times I've tried to help someone at work by suggesting ways to improve. I wasn't trying to put them down. Why not assume that Julie has positive intent? Given everything you've said, I think she was trying to help you. Emma looked at me, said, whatever, and abruptly walked away. Every bit as upset and convinced she had been wronged as when she first sat down with me. Sometime later, after talking with my wife, Katie, about the same thing, Emma came back and said, you know, I've been thinking about what you said, and it's possible I'm wrong about her. Julie doesn't seem like a bad person. In fact, she's actually been pretty friendly. Maybe it was how she said it that rubbed me the wrong way, or maybe she just got me at a bad time. Honestly, I wasn't having the best day when we talked. I was definitely irritable going into the conversation. As soon as the thought came into my mind that Julie was criticizing me, I tensed up and got pretty defensive. Maybe I should give her the benefit of the doubt. We give meaning to the things that happen in our lives through our thoughts, and for better or worse, the meaning affects how we think, feel, act, and react. We all know people who are miserable no matter what happens to them. They could be in a healthy relationship but worry irrationally that their significant other will leave them. They could be promoted at work but complain about all the additional responsibility. We also know people who somehow remain unfazed and cheerful in a horrible situation. It doesn't matter what life throws at them, they have a positive outlook. Why is that? What is the difference between these two types of people? The difference comes down to how we think. If we tend to think negatively, we might feel threatened or hopeless. If we tend to think optimistically, we might see opportunities others do not and be more confident about the future. Whatever we think, it impacts everything. The Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius said that our life is what our thoughts make it. For most of us, the challenge is that we are hardly aware of our thoughts and the life that they create. We know the thoughts are there, but do we think about how we limit ourselves by focusing on bleak, fearful, or irrational worries? Do we know how our thoughts can lead us to feel angry, frustrated, or resentful? We have to take command of our thoughts, or they will take command of us. That's just reality. But how do we do that? It all starts with paying attention to what we think. Here's a challenge. The next time you find yourself with a strong thought pattern or emotion, write it down and observe it. Ask yourself a few questions. What are the thoughts I'm having, and how do I experience them? Some people hear an inner voice, while others think in pictures and impressions. Notice how your thoughts occur to you in that moment. How are those thoughts causing me to feel? Am I making assumptions here, putting words in people's mouths, or taking the situation out of context? Is this a helpful thought? If not, what can I replace it with? Ralph Waldo Emerson is reported to have said, "A man is what he thinks about all day long." How could we be anything else? The ideas that you take in are like the food that you eat. Just like any meal, you have to digest them. Every movie you watch, book you read, and social media feed you scroll through influences your thoughts. How and with whom you spend your time will impact your thoughts. And it's important to pay attention to the influences in your life. For a brief time, I studied stand-up comedy, and while I waited for my turn, I watched our comedians and listened to their routines. Some of their jokes were so vile that they left me nauseated. Their ideas affected me. It might have taken a couple of days to get that junk out of my head. Sometimes we have to look at our lives and rethink the people we hang out with and the things we do if they influence our thoughts negatively. Seeing our thoughts honestly, whether that happens in a sudden aha moment or over time, helps us understand how they shape our lives. That clarity helps us choose to think differently, to adopt a different attitude about the problems we are facing. Choosing the right thoughts can be tough, and for some of us, it might be the greatest challenge we face. Although it can be hard at first, our thinking habits are the foundation for taking command of our lives. When we can consistently avoid negativity and choose thoughts that serve us, we are on the path to a healthy mindset that will help us succeed. Okay, so that is all for part 2 of chapter 1, Take Command. If you like this content, like this video, or comment below. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.